In your own time, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 8 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Spain, and we return to the circuit of Lugo in Galicia. Coming up on our studio show today, from MX2, we've got Quentin Prugnieres. From MXGP, we've got Kevin Brumann. And from our manager's perspective, we've got Antti PYRHÖNEN coming in from Kawasaki Racing Team. Before we meet the guests, though, Lisa Leyland, here we are in Spain. I know it's not warm, but have you dried out yet after last week from Portugal?
I actually have until I'm back in the trenches again for the time practice. But yeah, no, it was a wet one, wasn't it?
It was, and it might even get wetter today. Who knows?
Well,
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
No rain yet. No rain yet.
No.
Should we crack on?
Yeah.
Right. Let's crack on. Let's meet our first guest, Quentin Prugnieres from WZ Racing KTM. Come in, young man. Have a seat. Second time on the studio show. And good to see you here in Spain. Let you get into position. Just talking about the championship real quick, 12th in points, similar to what you were last year at this stage of the championship, you know, after the same sort of 7 rounds. How would you describe your season so far?
Not so well, to be honest. I was waiting for better results from in the beginning of the season. I was pretty much up and down because I had some better results, of course, than last year in the beginning of the season, like my first top 5 last week. But yeah, just up and down. Just I need to try and to find some confidence and to be consistent, on every races, you know.
Obviously, you had a few changes in the off-season, moved from F&H to WZ Racing, of course, change of bike and everything else. How are you settling in to your new surroundings, you know, with the team and the environment?
Just was okay actually. The change just was more difficult, you know, to get used to the new bike, you know, because I spent a lot of time on the Kawasaki before. But now we're getting on with the bike, you know, more changes, more tests on the bike, you know, getting used to it, and just quite getting okay races by races, you know, just getting used to my people around and stuff, you know. I have quite some good people, good mood pretty much all the time, so that's pretty good.
Not difficult though, is it? I mean, you're pretty much horizontal.
And where is home for you this year? Because last year you were based in Holland, weren't you?
Yeah.
Have you had to move to be closer to WZ Racing?
Yeah, I had to move to Germany.
Right.
So let's say that's the home for the team and stuff. But the real home, I felt like these last few years was still in Hossegor, you know, because I spent there the most of time. That's where my family stayed. So that's the real home. But right now, yeah, Germany, Wolfsburg, you know, a bit lost in the...
Yeah, lost in limbo somewhere. Yeah. But, and who's taking care of your training now? Because when you move team, it's not just about change of bike, is it? I mean, everything changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually this winter not so much. Nobody, just the owner of the team was giving us some stuff, you know,
right.
for all the winter. And now I started to work with a French trainer, you know, physically. And on the races, I'm talking a lot and exchanging a lot with Steven Frossard. You know, he's there quite a lot on the last few races. He has been really present and giving a lot of tips and almost as a real trainer, you know. But yeah, he's just new, you know, for the moment. He's not official, or I'm not living at his place training every time with him, you know. This week we spent the week with him. That was good, you know, having somebody around and stuff. So yeah, at the moment I would say Steven is the guy that's taking care of me.
Yeah.
Well, last weekend Portugal was a bit of a mudder. It was the same for everybody, but you came away with your best ever race finish, 4th overall, and your best Grand Prix result as well, 5th overall. And because it was so muddy, we didn't want to show images of last week. We're going to show images of when the bike was clean. We can see the sponsors and see you also having a good ride in Sardinia in one of the races. How was it last weekend in Portugal? Ignore these images, but just
was good, I would say, because obviously my first top 5. The first race, I started from the back, come back 4th. That was a great ride, you know. I was pretty happy from that. The second one was so tough, you know, like couldn't make it through on the first laps, you know, like was a real mess and I couldn't find my way. So it was a bit tough, but yeah, we could take a top 5 home, so that was really cool, you know. It was a good feeling, you know. It gives you a boost, you know. You want to work more and you just want more and more, so yeah, it just felt really good.
Yeah.
Actually, Portugal has been good to you these past 2 years, because it was last year as well that you picked up your best result as well.
Yeah.
What was it about, I guess, that track there, or maybe the conditions that were there that kind of just suited you, or that you just liked?
I would say it was just more about conditions, because even in Spain this year, I did like 2 top 10s in both motos. That was consistent, and I don't know. I feel like in these conditions, I'm quite okay rider. You know, I've at least on the last races, I could stay on my wheels and made it till the end. So yeah, I was just consistent, and yeah, I would say that these conditions suits me a bit better.
Yeah, obviously. Normally, mud is, a bit of a leveler as well, isn't it, in terms of those... and some people have a fear of it. Obviously you didn't. You're just like, you know what? Just dump the clutch and go and see what happens. Is that also the mentality in the mud?
Yeah, literally, yeah. I grow with this kind of mentality. That was my family or my trainers that I had in the past that always told me, like, yeah, whatever happens, you just, if the race goes, you all have to go, So in the end, when it rains, I kind of take it as more fun because it's that tough, that it makes it even funny to do and to watch, because you can't go fast. It's really enduro and stuff. You really have to find solution, and I think it's pretty interesting and funny to do this. Just everybody's just swimming in the mud and stuff. So I'll just take it as a funny moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back to the first round of the championship in Argentina. Brand new track. Obviously, everybody used to like the old track in the woods, in the lakes, in the mountains. What did you think to the track in Cordoba? Because it was wide, it was flowing, just from my perspective. What was it like for you? What was it like to ride? And did you enjoy that trip to Argentina?
Yeah, the trip was quite okay. This kind of track, I would say, is not the track that suits me the best, because it's really fast. The track didn't properly get rough, Just the second moto was quite good, but it was just my riding that was not on point. But yeah, the track was super, it was really fast, big jumps, like you could enjoy a lot on this track. I think it was nice to have a refresh, have new tracks come in, and yeah, I would say was just cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and just real quick, Erno, in 2 weeks' time, your home GP. Is that one you've been looking forward to?
Yeah, for sure. I've been looking forward for Saint-Jean and also for Erno, of course, like French GP, home GP, the crowd goes really crazy, the family and stuff, so you have 2 times boost to go into these races. So now I'm just really excited, it's just so cool to ride at home. You have really people pushing you and stuff, and I feel like that's giving a boost because you want to, of course, give a good result for yourself and stuff, but also, for the French people that are watching and stuff, it's give them the pleasure that the riders, the French riders are giving their everything, and I don't know, even last year, Saint-Jean was one of my best GP. This year I rode good, but I just had problems with my shift level on the second moto, but I just go there, man. I just give everything. It's just so much pleasure going there.
Do you actually feel the stress of the home GP? Because for me, I used to enjoy it. Dealing with the fans, the autographs, and everything else, and it was probably the one Grand Prix where I felt the most relaxed all year.
Yeah, more. I'm the same. I don't feel like pressure from this because I don't know. I feel like I'm enjoying the contact with the people, and it's good. It's cool to see that you have so much people that's supporting you and stuff. And yeah, man, I just feel so good, when you cross that straight line and the crowd, and you're on the good position and they're talking about you and the crowd just go crazy, Even on the bike you get goosebumps and stuff. So I don't know, I just enjoy it so much.
Nice.
Cool. Well, look, Quentin. We are out of time. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks in France. Enjoy this weekend and the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Right, Kevin Brumann is getting ready to come and join us now in part 2, but before we catch up with him, here's a little snippet from Behind the Gate, episode 7, The Whoa. Enjoy. And it's focusing on Valentin Guillot.
Coming into the weekend, the Swiss fans turned up with their red flares. The atmosphere was incredible. They really had good reason to. You had home hero Jeremy Seewer. He was dressed, riding in red colours for Ducati anyway, and it just represented his home GP perfectly. And he put everything into that weekend to not only get a good result for himself, but also for his Italian team. You also have the veteran of the sport now and another home hero, Valentin Guillot, who definitely turned some heads in his Swiss cheese outfit. He is now managing every single aspect just to turn up at the weekend to race his bike. And being a privateer, he just wants to show everyone, including his home fans, that he has what it takes to get those good results and just to ride up there at the sharp end. But it isn't easy for him, and he was definitely an underdog for the Swiss fans to cheer for.
This one? So yeah, and that's the back with the body protector from Alpine Star. So luckily
picture above your bed.
Yeah. and voila, this, and then they asked me to go see one neurolog just to make the test and all.
A rider who doesn't kind of get enough credibility and often gets overlooked, Valentin Guillot, Le Grand Fromage. Well, he certainly looked like one in Switzerland anyway, in his yellow riding gear.
Yeah. Swiss ski 1992, my year of born.
Very nice.
Fantastic rider in MX2 back in the day. Remember, he went toe-to-toe, bar-to-bar, wheel-to-wheel with Jeffrey Hurlings on more than one occasion. He's a 3-time race winner in MX2. He's won 3 Grand Prix. He's got 8 podiums. So he's a guy who's been around the block a little bit. But in MXGP, things hadn't really worked out for him over the past few years. But the last couple of years or so, he's been dropping in those top 10 finishes here and there, 5th and 6th. But this year, he's a complete privateer. And to be still putting in those performances with no factory support at all is pretty impressive, and we saw that at his home Grand Prix in Switzerland. Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. Round 8 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. And this, of course, is the MXGP of Spain at Lugo in Galicia. Our second guest joins us now from MXGP, MX Handels Husqvarna rider Quentin Brumann of Switzerland. Kevin, great to see you on the studio show. We've seen you on Behind the Gate and all the rest of it many, many times before. First time here. And actually, because it's your first time, how's your singing, by the way? Because the initiation ceremony, if you're the first time, you have to just sing, I don't know, what's your favourite song? Just sing maybe like a quick chorus of your favourite song.
My singing is worst.
It's got to be better than Lisa's.
What are you talking about?
I don't think so.
Just a few lines. Just
I don't have a favourite song. I'm just listening all bullshit.
Hey, language. Don't say listening anymore. Anyway, let's crack on with the show. Quentin Brumann, good to see you. First time in the studio, as we've said. How would you describe your season so far?
First of all, thank you for having me here. But for the rest, my season is going well. We make a step forward compared to last year in my riding ability. Much more safe now, I would say. Last year was all crashing all year. So we made a good step. I changed a lot behind the scene. I changed my trainers. I changed the team again. And for now, we feel all comfortable. I have a great trainer. I have fitness and riding coach separate now, but they work already for years together. It's like Markus Schiffer and Stefan Nusser. So they have so much experience together. When Schiffer rode himself, he was the trainer from Markus. So it's good. I feel confident. We made some like adjustment already through the season now, but Argentina wasn't that good. But for now, like every time we get better and better.
Well, talking about getting better and better, 4th in the qualifying race last weekend in Portugal. I know it was muddy, but it was the first time you scored points in the qualifying race. That was pretty decent. You must have been pretty happy with that.
I was stoked. I was so happy. No, it was good. I actually don't know what I did. Everybody asked me, how did you do it? I can't explain. I just rode. I just like the mud, I guess.
Yeah.
But obviously conditions weren't great, but it was the same for everyone. But it is actually, mud is a good leveler, don't you think?
Yeah, it's like, it's just difficult. And maybe because I'm not the smallest, I guess, I have some positive things, but I just like mud. It's just, I'm just mentally like, when it's mud time, I don't care. It gets dirty.
Mud time is go time.
It's go time. No, it's, I don't know. I always say like, I don't need to clean at the end. I just make it dirty, so I get it clean back. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's good for you.
You've dropped your mic.
Could you read the pit board? Did you know that you were top 5? And if so, how were your emotions and that kind of nerves those final few laps?
I was actually till the last 3 laps. I never read the pit board
Because
Oh,
the
you
first lap,
didn't?
you were around about
Okay.
11th or 12th on the opening lap, maybe even 15th.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I just rode. I really, the last 3 laps, I just heard them screaming every lap, so I thought like, maybe I'm really good, I'm really shit at the moment, so
Okay.
my language
Apologies for
again.
the language.
But
Yeah.
no, but the last lap I saw the pit board and he was P4, and I was like, yeah.
P4, 14. Were the conditions worse than last year? Because obviously I remember last year it seemed to be a lot stickier. We had a lot of rain this time. It seemed like there was a lot more water on the track. Is that how you kind of see it? And did that make conditions easier because the ground was then a little bit more, you could change direction a little bit more?
Well, to be honest, last year I watched it on the TV
Okay.
because I was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big concussion.
Okay.
But I think it was easier this year because you could, the ground was more soft, so you actually could cross the lines. And last year they looked really like deep, long ruts. So I think it was a bit easier. And the track crew did a good job to make it rideable.
Yeah, especially the second race.
And a result like that in Portugal, what does that result do for a privateer team like MX Handle Husqvarna, like in terms of publicity and kind of bringing you to the forefront?
I think it was for sure good for the team, for myself, and it just shows like with a little bit less support, with a little bit less people, you still can make it happen. Like also Valentin shows every weekend when he rides. So yeah, I think for us as a team it was good publicity for sure. Also sitting now here is good publicity for us.
Yeah, exactly that. And like you said for yourself, I mean, not that you're lacking in confidence, but surely a result like that gives you a nice little confidence boost going forward. I can do that. I'm capable of that result.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good qualifying race and I had a big confidence boost. But at the first race I got pushed down again because I was overconfident and I rode terrible.
Okay.
But at the end,
But you learn from those mistakes.
Of course. No, we learn. We try to grow, and I'm not the oldest yet, but so we still have some time left.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, maybe they're following MXGP for the first time. MXGP is no joke, is it? The level is super intense. What is it, do you think, that sort of separates the riders at the very, very top to riders that are sort of hovering around sort of like that 10th to sort of 15th place? Because everybody puts in 100%, but then sometimes the lap times show, you know, there's a bit of a difference. So what do you think is the difference between the guys like Roman, like Tim, and guys in and around where you are, sort of like that 10th to sort of 12th, 15th place normally?
I would say experience.
Yeah?
They're just like, to be honest, like I still look up to those riders, even if I'm in the same class now. Always after the weekend, I'm trying to watch the races and see what they did, because there is something they do better. Even if I try my best, it's still like they just have experience. Sometimes I even, like I'm on a slow lap and I see them passing on a corner. I'm like, damn, I would like to do the same. So I think.
Do you study video to sort of see how they do it, or is it just a process of, okay, I think they came in like this, I'm going to try that, and if it works, fine. If something happens, maybe I came in too committed.
I study the videos and I kind of try it as well. Also, like for the next races, like Portugal, when we had still the dry condition at the morning on Saturday, compared to now, it's kind of similar. It's dry, it's slippery. So you always try something to get better. Otherwise, yeah, it's not going to work that good anymore.
Yeah. Well, you've obviously just been out on track. It's a lot drier than it was a week ago at the moment. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get the weather. But Kevin Brumann, thanks for joining us in our studio show today. We are out of time. And we are live, of course, so we do need to move on. But hope you enjoyed your experience. I'm sure we'll see you again at some point in the future. Enjoy the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Well, look, Antti PYRHÖNEN is our final guest. He's getting ready to come and join us in a few moments. But before we catch up with Antti, let's take a look, another little snippet from Behind the Gate, Episode 7, The Wall. This time we're focusing on Jeremy Seewer and that historic podium for him and Ducati. Enjoy. The second MXGP race in Switzerland was just spectacular. There was a lot going on. And for a while, it looked like Fantic would be on the podium again, not with Glenn Coldenhoff, but with Andrea Bonacorsi. He was there in third position, but he was in a battle with Romain Febvre. Febvre put him down on his ear. All of a sudden, he was out of podium contention. Maxime Renault also then had a shot of being in and around it, but then obviously he went and crashed himself out as well. Roman Federer had a shot at being on the podium. Just all these people. No one wanted that third step of the podium, it seemed. And so all of a sudden, when Maxime went out, it opened the door for somebody else. Enter Jeremy Seewer.
It was brilliant to see Ducati get their first podium this year, and it was made even sweeter that they did it with home rider Jeremy Seewer. But it was the way that podium was set up. It kept everyone on the edge of their seat. I mean, Jeremy in that second race, he had to really fight through the pack, and for him to get that podium position, he had to pass Jeffrey on that final lap. And he did just that, and he brought it home. And it was just an incredible atmosphere to be a part of. And he told me in the post-race interview that podium, it felt like a win, not only to himself, but also for Ducati. And he explained it as one of the best days of his life. And it was really nice to see. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more podiums where that came from.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the final part of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, Antti PYRHÖNEN, the team manager from Kawasaki Racing Team MXGP. Antti, great to see you. I think it's been a while, hasn't it? Probably last time was last year at some point.
Or maybe Indonesia a few years back.
Yeah, a while.
Yeah.
But here we are, round 8, and of course you, Kawasaki Racing Team, arrive here with the championship leaders red plate in MXGP with Roman Federer. Things are going okay at the moment, it would appear.
Yeah, absolutely. So Roman's been doing a great season so far. He's been healthy, no injuries, and 7 races, 6 podiums. So this is exactly what you need to do to go for the championship. So we just need to keep working, keep feet on the ground, and continue exactly the same way. You know, nothing more, nothing less, but just keep it calm and try to get those podiums. And at the end of the day, it will pay off for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned podiums. 6 out of 7 podiums this year. The consistency is there. He's got a Grand Prix victory. All the others have been second-place finishes. It's that kind of consistency that makes the difference, isn't it? That wins championships, that keeps you in the hunt. You must be pretty pleased with, you know, how he's riding in that respect, with that kind of consistency.
It is, and Roman, you know, he has so much experience. He knows exactly the job he needs to do, and he knows the bike, he knows the team, and we know him. So we are having a great time to work together, and it shows off. It shows off at the track, and we just need to keep going. Motocross, MXGP is so unpredictable that you don't know what can happen. So no need to think too far. Just go race by race and keep working, keep confident, and also same time keep relaxed because it's a long season. So on the moments when you need to focus 100%, you need to really do it, and moments when we can have fun and joy, you know, then you also need to little bit take time off and then again go for it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that you just need to keep going, but now there's a lot has changed around you. Tim's now out of the championship. You have Lucas, he's found like a good run of form as well. With that said, do you change any strategy at all, or do you just keep going as you are?
Good question. So absolutely we don't change nothing.
Right.
So just keep going exactly like we have done, you know, like he is training really hard during the week, and like I say, just try to get good starts and fight for the podiums and fight for the wins, and this is exactly like he's doing. Motocross, when you start to be too calculative too early, you know, then it might bite you back. So So the goal definitely is to do exactly like we've been doing, and that brought us to this situation with the red plate.
Okay, well, moving on to Paul's Jonas. Good to see him back last weekend. Before he got injured in Riola, were you happy with his speed and what he was doing? And what did you make of his comeback last weekend in Portugal?
Yeah, absolutely. So Paul's been doing, to be honest, a great comeback. Since day one, like he missed last year like more than half of the season, so it's never easy to come back after injury like that. And with Kawasaki, he felt home since day one. So he felt really good with the bike, and we just the goal was to stay consistent, keep calm, and that's exactly what he did. And he was, I think, top 5, top 6 on the points, and just getting better and better. And then he had a bit unfortunate crash in Sardinia on a training. I think it was lap 3, lap 4, and it was just bad luck.
Yeah.
But as a team, you know, and also for him, you need to take it as it comes. Like on a way, it was good luck that there was not any worse injuries that he would need to sit out longer. So that's how it is. We regrouped, and he came back well in Portugal, P5 totally. So it was really good, and just need to keep building up again. And I believe by Latvia GP, home GP, he should be ready to battle for podium.
What is the role of Paul Jonas as a teammate? Because obviously you got Romain Febvre, who's obviously, you know, the number one, if there is such a thing in the team. But for PJ, a former world champion himself, what was the expectation from you as a team at the beginning of the year? Was it top 5? Was it fighting for podiums, fighting for championship? And has that changed going forward?
Yeah, Paul's actually, he fits great to our team with Roman, you know, like we didn't set some certain position that need to finish, you know, P5, P10, you know, like the goal definitely was to have a consistent season and not to get injured. He's been having many injuries, so to build up on the consistency and from there on, you know, results will improve, and that was the target result-wise. But generally, he's unbelievable team player. He's so positive. He's so good with the team, with the fans, with all our partners, and an extremely hard worker. So he brings lots of positive balance to our team, and I feel that they with Roman they fit well as a teammates, and we are very happy so far how things been going.
Yep.
Okay, well, moving on to Matisse Vallen, a new addition to the team, a rookie in MX2. How is the 250 project going for you, for the team? What goals did Matisse have, and do you think he can actually meet those goals despite the setback that we've seen him have?
Yeah, so our KRT MX2 team, you know, it's a rookie season for the complete team. It's everything's new, you know, the bike's new, mechanics, the whole team, you know, we build it from zero. So the goal was to make a build-up year, improve the team, and improve the bike for MX2 World Championship, and this is what we've been doing. Matis, to be honest, he started the preseason almost too good.
Yeah.
So he won all races, and of course the expectation for him and even for us, you know, was growing, and he did really well also in Argentina, second moto P4. Spain, he had a pole position, a whole shot, so things were really going like even better than actually we ever hoped. Unfortunately, he just had a small injury in Spain that took him out for 3 races, but nevertheless, you know, like with Matis and with the KRT 250, you know, we feel we are there for the long run, you know, we are building him up, and the main target for this year is to gain confidence, build up the experience on a different situations of GP racing, and to be ready next year for bigger success and for podiums.
All right. Well, look, Antti PYRHÖNEN, we are out of time, but thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your weekend off next week, if there is such a thing these days.
That's Masters. There is no weekends off.
And then we'll see you back in action in France with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Thank you, Antti.
Thank you so much.
Well, look, we are out of time, as we just said, but before we leave, just to let you know what's coming up on MXGPTV.com today. 1:36, we're back live with the MX2 time practice, followed by the MXGP time practice, and then we're straight into the racing. We've got WMX back on the calendar this weekend. We've got EMX 250 as well, and then the qualifying race to round out with MX2 and MXGP. But that's it. We'll take a break. We will see you in 2 weeks' time when we return to the MXGP of France at Ernay. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.